How are we? Let's get some focus. There it is. All's bright. Okay, so I didn't really know what I was going to print this week. I went through some negatives earlier on. I found this one, which was when was this? April, I think. International Pinhole Day. Whenever that was. April, I think it was. Maybe March. I don't know. A while ago. And this was on a photo walk that I run with Analogue Wonderland and Alfie cameras. And if you don't know Alfie cameras, definitely look them up. There's really quirky little half frame with a rotating lens system. It's quite nice. And if you use TBW 120, save 10%. But yeah, really cool little cameras. And I love this one I did of a cyclist going past, and we were standing in the bus stop, I think it was, where I was through a window. I've never actually printed it. So let's have a look. Stop that down a little bit. Add a bit of contrast. Okay. So for anyone who's never been inside a darkroom or seen what any of this is photographic paper. It's light sensitive, made of silver. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a test strip. So this helps me find out how much time to expose the image for to get a good image. So the way we do that is using a 2x table. So this is a look, where am I going to put that? So the cyclist is here, there's a hand here, I'm going to go diagonal. So I'm going to put my paper there. And I'm going to expose it for 2 seconds. There we go. So the whole piece of paper's had 2 seconds. I'm going to cover most of it up, leaving a little bit of showing at the end here. And then 2 seconds more. Okay. So this bit's now had 2 plus 2, so 4 seconds. And the rest only had 2. So remove it again. So 2, 4, 6, and you should get the idea from that, I hope. So 8, 10, and go up to 12 in there. So I did a video about test strips a couple of days ago, and you can find that on my YouTube under the Darkroom bit. Okay, so we've got 3 chemicals. So the first one's called Developer. So I just got to put that in there. I'll flip it over so we can see it. So this one just causes a reaction that lets those bits that have been exposed to light turn dark. Thanks, honey. I've seen my wife sharing this as well. So you can see it's changing. Okay, so this bit only had 2 seconds. This is a bit that had 12 seconds. And it needs a bit more, but I'm seeing that here is quite nice. So I'm getting some good tone in there. I'm getting some detail. It's not all just being lost into the darkness. So that was 6 seconds. And this one's a little bit too dark. I might go in between. So 2, 4, 6. Let's go 7 seconds. Okay, so that moves from here into the next tray. That's called stop. And that just simply stops the development from carrying on. Just needs a few seconds. And then from there into the last one, which is called fix. And it stays in there for 5 minutes. Okay. So we've got a plan. I'm going for 7 seconds. Mostly, I might make a couple of bits lighter. I'll talk about that as I do it. Okay. It's all a bit cluttered down here. I've just been rearranging some stuff. So I've got a new Darkroom project, hopefully starting. Which meant I've had to move one of my enlargers somewhere else. So more about that when more's confirmed, I suppose. But it's exciting for me anyway. So new piece of paper. This is called an easel. That gives you nice even borders. I've already done all the measurements of that before starting the live stream. Okay, so 7 seconds. And I'm just going to lower the amount of light that's coming around the cyclist in their hands. Just by blocking it with either my hand or in this case a bit of cardboard on the stick. And then in we go. So let's turn it over so we can see. Anyone watching regulars or anyone watching new to the Darkroom? Let me know. Here it comes. So I'm just going to turn that around. I could really have done a mixing some fresh developer up, but I'm not going to be down here for a few days. I didn't really want to waste fresh chemistry. So I'm going to save it for another time. But it's still working. Right, that's okay. Okay, I'm actually going to increase the contrast. Because what should I decrease actually? No, I'm going to increase it a little bit. So I want to get this hand a bit lighter. It's getting a bit lost in the shadow. Oh, hi Amish. I know you know what you're doing in the darkroom. Okay. So, there it is. There's a little bit hard to see in here under the red light. You know, I had it in my head that you were a bit of a printer yourself. Okay, what I'm doing, more contrast, that's what I was doing. Let's see, let's work out to there. Okay, so anytime you make any changes, so I've just changed the contrast, that's going to make it a little bit darker. So I'm going to need probably a bit more time to get the exposure I want. So we'll make a new test strip. So that goes there. So 2 seconds. Yeah, I totally understand what you mean. It was the same for us for a long time. So when me and my wife first met, we were in a little flat. We had no room for anything, and my darkroom was this and larger, balanced on a laundry basket in the bathroom with the timer on the toilet seat, as hygienic as that sounds, and the chemistry trays in the bath. You had to kneel down to print. It was really uncomfortable. Yeah, it was fun, but it was not good on your knees. And then when we moved from there, the next place that we were in, which was still renting at that point, there was just no room, and we had a newborn, so I had no time or energy. And then when we bought this place, one of the things we had to have was somewhere that I could do this. And here we are. I'm always happy in the darkroom. It's where I go to unwind. Okay, so you see a big difference straight away. There's a lot more contrast. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 seconds might actually be good. No, actually 10's too much looking at the cyclist. 8 seconds, so a little bit longer than the last one. Not to get away from you. Anyway, you're here in typing form anyway, so that would not be getting away from you, would it? I'm still chatting, albeit just through different means. Okay, so oh, dropped it. Try and show. So 2, 4, 6, 8. The face is getting a little bit dark, but I'm gonna go 7 again actually. Might be a little bit too light, but we'll see. Try 7. Spin it back around. There we go. So I say this every month. I'm going to have a much nicer setup in here with a camera. It's actually in place already. I just need to sort out the software, the streaming side of things, just to have it all nice and smooth rather than spinning my phone on a stick repeatedly for an hour. There it goes. 7 seconds. Everything, yeah, it's all good to go. Okay. So again, I'm just going to block some of the light around parts of the image a little. already I'm happy with that. See you soon, Hamish. Let's go together. I'm still not happy with this hand. I think I need to reduce the time on the hand a little bit. So this was 7 seconds, and then I blocked the light for probably about 1.5 seconds total, everywhere except the bike and the hand. I'm going to block the hand a little bit as well this time, especially down here the bottom of the arm. It's getting a bit lost. It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit like Thing in Adam's Family. He's getting the hand, there's no arm attached to it. Okay. In a moment, I'll show you the difference just by changing the contrast mix. Give it a moment. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure how well that's showing. Okay, so this one here is the first one. So that was with a contrast of about 2.5, and here I've taken up to about 3.5. So try and give it, okay, it's a bit better. So you can see I'm getting a lot more detail really in the bike. It's not getting sort of just it's not so dull, but I'm still not happy with the hands. Okay, so that first one can move. I was just testing the chemistry earlier, did a quick photogram. Okay, so that's 7 seconds, dodging, burning, need to change the hand. Okay. Best way of doing this. Right. So one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that'll work. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count. Normally I count too fast. That time I definitely counted too slow. Okay, let's have a look. So this is one of the things I really like about printing. It's the same image. I haven't really changed the time, but every single one is just a little bit different through the amount of dodging and burning, the way the light falls on it, how I put it in the developer, and how much I agitate it. All these things make a little difference. It's much nicer in that hand. Let's go a little bit longer. I just want these shadow areas to go nice and crisp. That's a lot nicer. So you just look at the difference in the detail in the sleeve between that one and this one. Same amount of time, same paper, same image, but the subtlest of changes. Alright, let's see that moves over. Oh, that was 2053. Okay. So there it is. So that's about 20 minutes. And we've gone to from test strip to 2 work prints. And then what I'm comfortable with that as a final print. So I'll swap negative over. Still in here. So I was looking for it. Wasn't that one? Let's go with that one. Okay. First one. Right. It wasn't that one. Oh, one. It's the one next to it. That's better. So I'm not sure how well you can see what that image is. There's this really weird bookshop / cocktail bar, which is a strange combination, in Oxford, called Club Fiction. I've got it upside down. Give me a moment. Yeah, I read at the time it was really busy when we were there that day. Sorry, Gulp Fiction, that was it. And yeah, this is just a photo I made of the front of it. Busy Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Gulp Fiction. So increase contrast up again. Let's go there. So new test strip has a new image. And what am I doing? What am I doing a whole piece of paper? That's silly. straight down the middle this time. Okay, so again in 2 seconds. 2. So this bit's now had 4 seconds. The rest only had 2. Move it again. So 2, 4, 6. 8, 10, 12. I've just moved the paper a little bit so it'll be a bit blurry. 14. Oh, welcome, Steve. Are you new to the Darkroom as well, or? Here it comes. There's always like this moment of, is it actually developing or not? Because it just takes so long to get started. Oh, I should be used to that by now. Okay, so where that last one was 7 seconds. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we're getting up to 14 seconds without a clear image, really. Yes, I thought I recognised your name. How are you? Okay, I'm going to do another test strip. I'm going to start it at 6 seconds and go a bit further on, just to get a better sense of what's going on. Come back. Yeah, you can see where I moved the paper, it's all gone a bit blurry. But 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So 12 seconds isn't looking too bad. But we'll do another test strip just to be sure. Okay, so I'm going to start it at Start it at 6 seconds. So all the paper's getting 6 seconds. Then swap it down to 2s, cover it all. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So this bit's had 6 seconds, this bit's had 16 seconds. Street portraits. I said this to someone the other day. The worst thing anyone can say if you approach them to make a photograph of them is no. You know, some people might be a bit more aggressive in how they say no, but that's ultimately the worst thing they can say. Best of luck to you. Okay, so 16 seconds here, 60 other ends. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a good tonal range with strong shadows. I think is quite nice. Might just tweak the contrast a little bit as well. I'm going to go with 16 seconds. Actually, I'm going to go a bit more. I'm going to go 18 seconds. Just to push that a little bit further. While that's doing that, I'm going to move the other prints over into the wash. They've had definitely their 5 minutes. Okay. Right, so what we got? So Steve's doing some photography in Bristol. I've got a trip coming up to Cardiff, which is not photographic, but I'm going to do some photography while I'm there. We got Holger Week coming up. So for the 1st to 7th of October is International Holger Week. So I might do some stuff with my Holger panoramic during that. Oh, okay, the edges of the paper's got a little bit fogged. So I'm going to get another piece of paper going. I'm just going to see how that develops though. I'm quite happy with how that's going so far. Next month I've also got this year's stereoscopic photo walk. So I did the first one last year, and I'm pretty sure it was the first dedicated 3D photo walk in the world. And we're doing it again this year. So we're going to walk, it's quite a long one, quite a long route, but we're going to go for, I'll show you in a moment actually, Steve. Yeah, we're going to go from Carnaby Street down to Elephant and Castle. So it's quite a trek. It's going to take about 3 hours. But it's going from one studio location to another of T.R. Williams, who was one of the first real innovators of stereoscopic photography. Okay, my darkroom, Steve, is tiny. It's a little brick shed at the end of a garden. It's about 2 meters wide, 3 meters long, maybe. What am I doing? 18 seconds. And let me just expose this. So anyway, so yeah, so there's my wet side. That's the trays. I've got a sink here which isn't plumbed in yet, so I'm using a washing up bowl, and I re-washed them in the shower. And I've got my dry side here. So I did have another enlarger there, but I've just moved that somewhere else because I've got another project, hopefully starting up with a darkroom. And this is where I'm working. So yeah, I'm literally spinning in a circle, and I can touch everything in here. It is tiny, but it's big enough. You don't need much space. And I was saying earlier about my first darkroom was literally an enlarger balance on the washing basket, a timer on the toilet seat, and the trays in the bath. So there's always a way of making it work. Yeah, it's a bit pokey, but it's enough room that I can get these 3 trays in here plus a sink on this side. And these trays are big enough for 12 by 16 paper, just about. So I can print to a good size in here. But then when it comes to like finishing things like touching up prints, spotting any little hair marks or whatever, I do that on the dining room table. It's more comfortable. Okay, so yeah, so that's 18 seconds. The contrast is quite nice. I've managed to knock the easel a little bit, so I'm just getting a little bit of the neg edge along here. So I'll adjust for that as well. And all these old prints, the ones that I'm not happy with, they get recycled. And I turn them into key rings. And I give them away on photo walks or at trade shows and so on. There we go. Okay. So let's see where am I? Where in that edge? There. I should do it. Right. Third time is the charm. So yeah, so if you're interested in coming on a photo walk in London, you don't need to know about stereoscopic photography for it. So I'll go through that. You don't need a stereoscopic camera. Any camera can do 3D. You just need to go through a couple more steps. Quite literally, actually. Sorry, bad pun. And that's on the 19th of October this year. And hopefully we'll have better weather than last year, because last year it was just pissing down with rain the whole time. Here it comes. Oops. Ah! Problem with small darkroom, you knock everything over really easy. I'm just going to let this top edge come in a bit more. So I'm slowing down the agitation. The more you agitate, the more distinction in the contrast. No. The more distinction you get in the contrast. So by slowing it down a little, I'm just giving enough time for these mid-tone areas to do it. Okay, chill. Quick, give her a treat. Working up. Here you go. And I've just spotted a friend of mine. I forgot she was in this. So down here we have Heather Hughes. She's a great photographer who lives down Kent, I think she is. And she was on the photo walk with us in Oxford that day. I completely forgot she was in the photo. And she's doing one of me at the same time. Cool. Right, I'll move that over now. And actually now I've spotted her, I'm going to do another copy of that, just exactly the same, just so I can give it to her as a little gift. Nice things we do in photography. So Heather, if you're watching, I know you sometimes do, this one's for you. Actually, give it 20 seconds, make it a little bit darker. So just dodge around the edge of the shop a little bit. Go. Right, we're coming up towards the end of the hour. I will say, next month I'm going to be printing with Leica Monopan 50, which we all know is Adox, but it is Leica branded stuff. So I've got a roll at the moment in a 1950s Leica. Had to be really, but I hadn't finished it in time for today. So that will be the film for next month. I plan to finish that when I go to Cardiff. So this week was Kentmere 100 in a Alfie Tych half frame camera. And once this is posted on YouTube properly, I'll go and put links to Alfie cameras in the description as well. They're really good fun. Oh, Hamish, you hit back just in time for me to be wrapping things up. And yeah, and also some other little exciting things happening as well, involving Hamish actually, and some bit of Darkroom stuff. So I'll be hopefully ready to hand over my part of that for him, and maybe we can talk about that next week, next month. Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance today. It was all a bit crazy. Tomorrow I will get it on the light table, and I'll send you a photo. Or do you mean the other fine print from this evening? Let's see. If I get into the fix, I can probably turn the light on in a minute. I can show you. So just give me a moment. Right, that's in the fix. And then... Okay. So it needs to be in the fix for 5 minutes, but after it's been there for about a minute, I can turn the lights on briefly, and we can have a look. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll mention now. Hamish is the designer of the Pixelator, which is a scanning mask, and it's a multi-format. Does 35mm up to 5.4. He's bringing out some new ones. There's a Kickstarter coming soon, which is for a 6x17, a 5x7, and the one that I've been playing around with is 10x8. So I've been using the 10.8 camera at work, and I did some portraits this week of one of my colleagues and a friend of mine. And yeah, we're going to do some digital scanning of that either tomorrow or beginning of next week. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Great design. Soonish, yes. That's the best way to talk about it. So yeah, so the Kickstarter will be coming live once I finish my bits and send them over to him as well. Okay, how long's that been? Right, I'll risk the lights for a moment. Oh, I'm blind. Okay, so here is the print from earlier this evening. Oops. So there's a few dust marks there which I didn't notice initially, so I need to touch those up, which is probably my worst skill in the darkroom. And on prints this small it's really fiddly, but this will be good practice for me. So I'm going to try and touch up these little white marks that are there. I didn't notice them earlier. There's some hairs down here as well. But that shouldn't be too bad to do actually, looking at those. Quite simple ones. And then the one that we've just done, there it is. Okay, right, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the chat. Steve, it's nice to talk to you again. Hamish, I'll be in touch. Yeah, next time, Leica Monopan 50, photographed using a 1950s Leica because you just have to. And Holger Week next week. The stereoscopic photo walk, October 19th, from Carnaby to Elephant and Castle. Yeah, I think that's all the big news at the moment. Okay, thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time. I'll put links to Alfie cameras on this once it's all uploaded properly. Alright, bye for now.